Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing good. My name is Poonam and welcome back to my channel. Today my topic is little bit different. You all know most of the time I talk about international students in Canada, their spouses, their kids and their related visas, extensions and all that. But today I'm gonna talk for those people who wants to come to Canada as PR. They try for PR, their points are less. They wanted to come to Canada as a student, but student option is not like for everyone because it's little bit expensive. So they are not able to come as a student, maybe due to money, maybe due to education or XYZ any reason. So they choose to come to Canada as a worker. They tried to come to Canada on a work permit and they been to some agent and we'll talk about all that what happened. Okay, so guys, as I mentioned, this is for a person who wants to come to Canada as a worker, as a study, not as a student, not as a PR. So when you go to an agent, I'm from India, most of you know, so I will talk in reference of India. So what happened in India, when you will go to some agent, if your case is a very clear-cut case, say you have masters, you have 10 years of experience or so many other good things and your points are enough for express entry, you are good to go. Like not many people go to agents. But if your points are less, you tried for studied, you been to an agent and your agent said, hey, you're gonna spend 20 lakh rupees in studies and this is the expense, for example 20 lakh rupees, and this is the expense, you need to spend 2 years over there, this is the pathway. Though most of the agents are not aware that what is the pathway to get PR after studies. Most of the time they just say you do a study and you will automatically get PR in Canada, which is not the case. I made few videos on that. If you want to know more, link is here. Just go and check again how to get PR after studies. But say you been to an agent, your PR points are not enough and your studies intention is not going to be fulfilled due to any reason. Then the agent said, hey Poonam, I will help you in getting a job in Canada. I will directly help you in getting a work permit, so you will be eligible to work in Canada from day one because you will have a full-time job offer or a work permit to work in Canada from day one for any job, for say a job of admin assistant. Okay, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. There are few jobs which are available from India, not from India, but there are few jobs which people can get from outside Canada, and that is through LMIA, that's Labor Market Assessment Impact. So that is possible for sure, no doubt. But in most of the cases, what happen, in most of the cases agents just do a scam. Like if you will talk in Delhi, there are few big agents, they do, but I never heard anybody got a direct job offer from Delhi and the agent helped him in getting that work permit from Delhi itself. So I'm gonna talk about few points which you guys can do to avoid a job scam or a job fraud, or you can say LMIA fraud. So you can say any name, but basically that's a fraud. So there are few tips which you can avoid. I have noted down for you. So let's see what all. Okay, first of all, let me little bit describe about LMIA. This is a process to get a work permit from outside Canada, and it is a lengthy process. It doesn't happen in just 15-20 days. It takes roughly 3 to 4 months. So if somebody is telling you that they will help you in getting a job in Canada, then definitely you need to look how much time they are saying. For example, if you just been to that agent and just after 15 days that agent says, hey Poonam, I have a job offer for you, here is your LMI papers and your name is written on that. So that's not a scene. That Lima is not for you. We call LMIA Lima in short. So that's not the case for you, because Lima takes 3 to 4 months. It's a whole process. If you wanna know how to apply Lima and all that, I can make another video, but that's take time. If someone is saying just after 10-15 days that your offer letter with Lima is ready, so that's a fraud. That's number one red flag, because Lima cannot be generated in that small time. If there are few we call that unnamed Limas. We call those unnamed Limas. Like some companies have already approved Limas, positive Limas for the employees they need. But if you have a pre-approved Lima, still to add your name in that Lima takes at least 2 weeks time. In this COVID time, I don't know how much time it takes, maybe 1 or 2 months, because process is slow definitely. But just after 1 week or 10 days, if somebody is saying your Lima with your name, your work permit, not work permit, but your job offer is ready, no, that's not the case. That's number one red flag. Okay, if you see something like that, so you should have it should trigger in your mind that Lima cannot be get that quickly. Okay, then the other thing you need to change is you need to check is, okay, so I do understand that in back home in India, Bangladesh, or in most of the countries, I believe immigration is not a regulated profession. Immigration is not a regulated profession, like you don't need a license to advise someone about Canadian immigration or another country's immigration. But in Canada, it's a regulated profession, and anybody who is giving you advice related to immigration or anything related if you take your case to any consultant, immigration consultant, they must be ICCRC regulated consultants. Their name must be written on immigration website of Canada. So they are legally authorized to give you advice. But I'm not a IRCC licensed person till now. I'm working on that. Hopefully we'll have that soon. But the people who are Canada, they are licensed. So the agent to whom you been, I do understand they must not have license for Canadian immigration consultancy. But if they are providing you some job offer in India for Canada, they must be working with some agent in Canada. So ask for the license copy of their license, like the person who is helping them in Canada to get the job offer. Ask for the license copy. This is the most important thing when you will ask from your agent. Say you've been to your agent, ask them the license copy of the immigration lawyer or immigration consultant who is helping your agent in Canada. So check that person must be licensed. If the person is not licensed, then you should know that it's another red flag. So that's why I always tell in my immigration videos that always take the advice from the person who is licensed in that field. If you are talking any particular case, the general information you can see from the website, or there are many ways to understand that. But if you need a particular information related to a job offer, related to a university in Canada, or related to a spousal sponsorship or spousal visa or refusal cases, I highly recommend go to a regulated consultant, because those are the authorized people from Canadian immigration to help them, to help other people. Okay, so ask for the license copy of that person. If they are not able to provide that, that's another red flag. And another thing which you need to check, like whatever amount you are paying to your agent, that must be in writing. Like for example, if I will talk about you in Canada, if you will go to an immigration consultant, they will get an agreement signed by you that that you retain them, you hire them to represent you for your immigration matters. So that's a proper agreement signed between a consultant and a client. Okay, so that's you both are bind in you both are bind through that agreement. So that agreement must be signed. If in India I know that such not such kind of agreement is there, then ask for such kind of agreement, such kind of written document that you are paying that much amount to get a assured job in Canada. Though there is nothing like that. If you are paying something to someone to get a job in Canada, that's my friend is another flag. To get a job in Canada, basically you are asking for employment. Why you need to pay? You don't need to pay anything. If somebody needs, if you are in that skilled field, for example, you are working in VFX, okay, that's a very particular field, forget about that. Say you are a software developer, you are in an IT field. If that employer needs you, if say XYZ company needs you in Canada, they will help you in sponsoring for that job. They will do your all paperwork. They will take that time. They will tell you, hey Poonam, that will take around 3 to 6 months to get your papers done, and you don't need to pay because we are sponsoring you. So if someone is saying that you need to pay say 70,000 rupees or 80,000 rupees to get your job in Canada, that's another red flag. That's not our job. Jobs are always free of cost. Maybe the person may ask you some money for filing your paperwork, but that's a very nominal price, though that is also paid by the company. But if that person charge you that amount, they will give you a receipt. So ask for a receipt. Do not pay anything in cash. Please don't trust anyone's word. Ask for a written thing. Ask for that receipt. Hey, I'm paying you this much amount. I need the receipt of that amount. Got it? That's third red flag. If you are paying someone to get a job in Canada, that's not correct. That may be a scam. Okay, and chances of getting a scam is much higher than being legit. Okay, another thing, how you can check that the job offer is valid or not. Check the contact details on your job offer. If someone in Canada will let me keep it here. If someone will give you a job offer in Canada, they will give you a proper employment document where it is written that Miss Poonam Rani is got this job. This is the title of the job. This is her responsibilities during her job. This job is provided from this date to this date. She's gonna work for 40 hours per week. These are her benefits which she will get with job. So that's a proper like 3-4 pages document. It's not like that you just simply get an email. No, they give you all those in writing because they're hiring somebody from outside Canada. So they need to show this to Immigration Canada that they could not find such skill in Canada. They have to prove this to Canadian immigration people, and they need to take a clearance, you can say, clearance from Service Canada, which is a company which takes care of employment of Canada. They need to take a clearance from them that this particular kind of skill we tried in Canada, we could not find. We tried in immigrant people like PR people, we could not find. We tried to find the people who are inside in Canada, we could not find. So this particular skill we need for this particular vacancy in our company, and we are hiring somebody outside Canada. So that is called basically a positive LMI. LMIA. So positive LMIA is a proof of all that the company could not find such person in Canada. So they already have to do lots of paperwork. So the paperwork which you will get, it's just a part of that. So your employment letter explains you everything. If you're just getting an email or just one piece of paper saying this Miss Poonam Rani got this job, blah blah blah, that's it. No, that's another red flag. That can be a scam. How to check that? Simple. Go on Google, write the name of the company, check the contact details. The contact details written on the company's website are same as on the contact details written on the employment letter. Is that so? Especially the phone numbers. Check the phone numbers. If the phone numbers written on Google on their website and the phone number written on your employment letter are correct, yes or no? And like they provide you like job offer from very big and fancy companies, I must say, which I would love to work. Like they will say that Pepsi is hiring you, Google is hiring you, and ENY is hiring you. So they really give you branded names. So when they give you these branded names, those companies are easy to find on Google. Check their address. Once you match everything, 99.9% contact details will be different. They will say that this is in the remote location of Canada. It doesn't happen like this. HR is same for all the offices in Canada. So if you find those details, you find the phone number of the company on Google, give them a call directly. There is no shame in calling the company. If that company has provided you job, everybody will be willing to help you. This is a culture in Canada. If you ask help, people will help. So call them, hey, my name is Poonam Rani, or whatever of course is your name. I got a job offer from this company. I would like to know a little bit more about the job, or a little bit more about the place, because I'm new to this place. When I'm gonna come, I will bring my family or I will come alone. What kind of place is this? What kind of weather is this? Do we have some good schools nearby? So just talk casually. Try to ask something related to your like curiosity or your family or anything which that person can help you, right? So if that offer is genuine, the person will be really helpful. The person will say, hey Poonam, yes, we have such good schools, we have this high school nearby our company, or you can rent a place nearby this place in nearby the company, and transit is local transport is very good. You don't need to buy a car, you can travel by bus or whatever. The person, anyone who will pick your call, will love to help you because they offered you a job. If company hasn't given you a job offer, definitely they will connect you with HR. Hey, you talk to our HR person, and they talk to that HR person, hey, I got this job, and the person will tell you that this is a fraud or not, and that's another thing. And the last thing I would love to tell in the last but not least, please see the amount of like salary they are paying. Most of the time I see that people like it happens like with one of my friends. So she got a job offer for an admin assistant of 8,200 per month. 8,200 Canadian dollar. Oh my god, that just for like admin assistant. I will love to do that job, man. I work for one of the big 5 banks of Canada. I work as a financial advisor, like kind of financial advisor job, and still my salary is not that much. 8,200 is a very, very good amount. Like it's a dream salary, I would say. Generally, the salaries you will get, for depending on your skill, for IT person may get around 5,000 to 6,000 depending on your experience and all that. But the general salary can be 3,000 to 4,000 per month. This is a normal salary. This is on and average salary. But again, it depends on person to person and field to field. How many years of experience you have, what particular field you have. In the starting of video, I mentioned about VFX, that's related to film industry. And we need those people like in this area, because in Vancouver, films get shoot. So like Vancouver is a place to shoot films very frequently. Films shows get shooted over here. So such kind of particular field may get such kind of salary. I'm not sure, because that's a very rare requirement. Not everyone is aware. I was not aware about VFX till the time one known person asked me, hey, I'm getting a job in this field, what about this and all that. Then I search about that. So such very particular fields may get. But if someone is giving you 10,000, 8,000 per month, oh please, that's a very big sign. No, that's not a job offer. That's a fraud. That's a scam. So I hope I mentioned all the things by which you can check your job offer, and I wish that all these flags are does not appear in your job offer thing, and you get a genuine job offer, and then you proceed with Lima also, and you come to Canada on work permit. But before paying anything to anyone, please try to check all these points. Still you need any help, you have any question from me, I will try to help you as per my capacities. As I mentioned, till now I'm not a regulated immigration consultant. Hopefully one day I will, then I will be able to help you more, but not right now. I have my own limitations. So thank you so much guys, love you all, bye, take care.